Hi everyone, it's Myriam and welcome back to my channel for finally another Inktober video. Before I get sidetracked and start rambling, I just quickly wanted to let you know that prints of all my drawings up to now are now up on my shop. So if you'd like to get yourself a copy of any one of my Inktober pieces from 2018, you are more than welcome to click the link in my description and check them out for yourself. I promise I won't take as long sending those out as I did sending the sale orders out. That was a specific kind of situation that I learned a lot from. I'll be on the ball for that one and do my best to get everything sent out in a timely manner. I will also be uploading the originals on my shop throughout the week. A bunch of them, I think 7 of them or 8 of them have been already reserved by patrons, so I'll be uploading all the remaining ones publicly available during the week this week, so keep an eye out for that. You can also follow my shop on Store Envy if you want to, so that way you get notifications when I'm uploading new items and new products and that kind of thing. But if you follow me on Instagram, I strongly recommend following me on there, as I'll be uploading story updates about what originals have gone up on the shop. And then the last store update I wanted to let you know about is about booklets. I will have a pre-order listing for my 2018 booklet up in a week or so, or at least as soon as I'm done with all the Inktober drawings. I am going to overlap with November a little bit doing all these drawings, just because I had so much going on during October that I'm behind on a few days. But once all my Inktober drawings are done and I've contacted my printer, I'll have a pre-order listing go up on my shop like last year, and there will be extra goodies in that pre-order, so anyone who orders the booklet in advance will also get probably a sticker or something like that, and maybe a postcard. I haven't quite decided what the package will be, but keep an eye out for that. I'll be announcing it in videos, I'll be announcing it in my Instagram stories and posts and things like that, and if you follow me on Store Envy, you'll get notifications when I start uploading everything there too. Okay, so now let's talk a little bit about the drawing in this video. I'm sorry I've missed a few updates. I did have a couple of videos I was intending on uploading the past few days, but I just had to take a few days to focus on all the sale orders because it was just getting a bit ridiculous that I was just struggling a little bit to get Inktober done at the same time as the sale orders, so I just decided to put Inktober in the background and actually focus on all the orders for a while. So I have to catch up on a few videos and a few drawings now. So the first piece that you saw me draw in this video is actually a concept I've had for a while, and I want to make it into a full-on painting. I want it to be in color. I really like it for some reason. I don't know, it struck a chord with me, so I'll be painting that one pretty soon, I suspect, because when I'm excited about a concept, I do tend to try and want to jump into it really soon. But it's called Dust, I believe. I titled it Dust. All my Inktober's this year have titles. They're not prominent, so I don't mention the titles very much other than on Instagram, but they are all, if you ever get an original, the title will be in the bottom with my signature and all that. I just really like titling pieces, and I kind of regretted not titling my Inktober 2017 pieces, so I decided to do it this year. I put up a vote on Instagram and everyone was like, yeah, you should definitely do it, so I'm titling those pieces. And then this second piece that you see here, I actually drew it quite late one evening, and I hated it, absolutely hated it, and patrons will have seen the rough version of the version I really hated. I posted it on Patreon, but I did a first draft of it and the pose was really stiff and really horrible, and it just looked absolutely horrible, and I was getting more and more tired and more and more frustrated, so I just decided to set it aside and then keep painting it or redo it completely the second day, and I ended up redoing it completely, changing the pose radically. I liked the idea of it, and actually this is one of the ones that is already reserved, and so is the one before this drawing. They're both already sold, but this one was just, I don't know, I like concept where there's kind of a mix of positive and negative, so I like when it's like something a bit tragic about them but still something hopeful, because I just find that suffering always leads to growth, and the pain is so tightly entangled with growth and evolution that it's also often difficult to discern how something has changed you until you until very much later in your life when you look back on it and you go, oh, actually this sprouted from this horrible thing happening to me. And I just find that always such an interesting contrast, such a strangely inherent working of the world and of our minds in general. So you may have noticed that in this Inktober I probably had a few more slightly more poetic, a bit maybe less dark pieces than I did last year. I might be in a different mind space, I don't know, but I've also kind of started wanting to create some pieces that were both really poetic looking, with a lot of nature related themes and a lot of something a bit more whimsical and kind of fairy tale-ish, alongside my darkness, because I find that's pretty much how I see the world. I'm a little bit like a kid in a lot of aspects when I see the world. I'm easily amazed, I'm easily awed. I find everything absolutely very, very interesting. I'm extremely curious. I very rarely get bored, and I find things very beautiful. And even if they're very tragic, there is I don't think that thinking of things as beautiful is making light of them. In fact, I think there is as much depth and seriousness in something being beautiful as there is in something being painful and disturbing. It's kind of about the strength of the feeling it creates in us. When it creates such a strong emotional response, there's something beautiful about it. And I'm not using the word beautiful just in a positive sense. I'm using it in the same sense you would use awesome, where something kind of creates this really intense emotional reaction in you, and it kind of makes you feel alive in some sense. I don't know if I'm making any sense. I'm very tired, and I was at a wedding yesterday, and it was a wonderful wedding, but I'm feeling a bit ropey. I'm feeling quite tired because we went to the wedding, and then this morning there was a wedding brunch and everything, so both my boyfriend and I are really quite tired, and so I might be a bit more philosophical than I might usually be doing my voiceover, just because I get like that when I'm really tired. I mean, I'm naturally like that anyway. I do tend to have to rein it in when I meet people, because I go into philosophical discussions a bit too quickly maybe. But I particularly like that when I'm tired, so I'm sorry if I'm rambling about things that sound a bit weird. But I suppose, my work is a lot about the conflicting natures of the world and how they reflect themselves in our minds. So, this kind of topic that will come back a lot in my voiceover, I suspect. And then this is the last piece in this video. It was a concept that felt right in my head. It kind of creeped me out a little bit personally, but at the same time made me feel peaceful, and I wasn't entirely sure how to draw it, but I'm actually not too unhappy with how it looks. I might think of actually painting it and elaborating the characters a little bit more, but I needed something that made me feel both uneasy and peaceful at the same time, and it kind of this looks strange and unknown, but not in a threatening way. Does that make sense? I don't know. But basically, I'm not entirely sure if I'm picturing the characters with their back turned as mirrors or as plates of steel, or I just want them to be flat basically and kind of reflective. But it was a tough effect to create with pen, and I really like things like mirrors and metallic objects, but I'm not very proficient at drawing them, so I definitely want to do more studies of that, because it's a theme I quite like to paint. It's a very interesting texture to try and paint. It's got a lot of meaning to, a lot of symbolism, so I want to do that a bit more in the future. I love drawing things like glass, things that are translucent or reflective. I just really enjoy, so expect a few more of those in the future. So anyway, I think we're nearing the end of this video. I definitely know that my voice is reaching the end of its rope. My English is getting a little bit dodgy too, so I think I'm not gonna keep talking for too much longer. But I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I'm sorry I haven't uploaded in a little while. I really was hoping I'd be able to keep up, but I wasn't. I've been too ambitious about how much I could get done, and I've learned from my mistakes, I hope. hopefully. But thank you so much for joining me for another week. I hope you'll join me for the rest of the few Inktober videos that I'll have uploaded. I'll probably have 2 or 3, and then kind of a sketchbook tour of sorts, with announcements about booklets and all the like, as I go along. So I'd recommend at least watching any beginning of my videos at any point if you want to hear any news about booklets and prints and that kind of thing. And I hope that you're all really, really well, and that you've had a really lovely weekend, that your week is going to go really well. I wish you all the very best, and thank you for ever being so supportive and lovely, and I love you all. Have a wonderful evening, and I'll see you very, very soon. Bye everyone.